Hello and welcome back to How Good Was It, where we revisit the movies of our youth to see if they still hold up. How good are they? Are they good? Are they not? We'll find out. And this week's episode, oh boy, we got a stunner. We got a stunner and a surprise. But before we get into that, hello, Scott.
Hey, what's going on, Jude?
And hello, Joe AP.
What's up, guys?
What's up, Joe?
What is up, guys? Good to be back with you. As I said before, we have a stunner of an episode. This was an unexpected twist.
Oh, yeah.
This happened inside of 5 minutes ago, right before we started this episode. Well, so let me start from the beginning. This is Scott's pick. This is Scott's week to pick. And he got us quite excited because we get to hear what is picked. You know, the episode before this is where we usually pick the next episode, even if you guys aren't privy to it. But it's some of the behind the scenes magic here at How Good Was It? But that being said, Scott's pick was what?
Well, my pick initially was Jaws, you know, the classic, maybe considered one of the best films of all time, probably considered one of my favorite films of all time. But you know, the more I thought about it, the more I thought, hey, maybe I know this movie is good. I don't need to know how good was it because I think it's considered one of the best movies of all time. So
and it is.
Yeah. I think we're gonna go for a little bit of curveball. A movie that I saw in the theater. I saw it in 3D, and since I love Jaws, I had to go see Jaws 3D when it came out. So this is a classic mid 80s movie when they tried to bring back 3D again, where they've tried many times to make people watch 3D, and this was one of them.
And what movie is that?
This is Jaws 3D.
Holy shit.
So Scott, you said you saw this in the theater?
I did see this I saw it in 3D in the theater.
And you had to wear that red and blue glasses, whatever.
I don't remember what glasses they gave us. I kind of feel like those red and blue ones were ones you would get at home. Like you'd go to 7-Eleven. That's something else that happened a lot in the 80s was they would try to bring back movies in 3D, and there'd be some kind of tie-in with 7-Eleven or something, and you would go pick up the really cheap 3D glasses there and watch some bad 50s 3D movie, and it never looked good. But yeah, we did it.
Yeah, that's true. You'd get those 3D glasses and it was just blur.
Oh, yeah. It was never a good picture. Yeah. In the theaters, they normally do a better job. But if I remember right, I don't think they did a great job in Jaws 3D. A few times, look at Jaws was coming like right at you, like he went out into the screen. So, you know, that was good, I guess.
I never had the pleasure of actually watching Jaws 3D in 3D. I only saw it on cable. And of course, the cable TV was not conducive to 3D technology. So, yeah, I missed out on that whole experience. But from the little I remember, a lot of that stuff didn't need to be in 3D.
Well, this was definitely a movie that was played on cable a lot. You know, I did see it in the theater. I was Jaws crazy. I love the first two. I've read the novel for the first movie as well. And I to this day, I still have a love for sharks. I think it may be a love fear of sharks. I'm not sure. I don't know. I think that sometimes like I'm into stuff that could kill me because I'm scared of them. So I want to learn a lot about them. That could be it.
So, of course, we can't get into Jaws 3D without touching upon the first two.
Oh, for sure.
And how this craziness with sharks just began. My dad, as I've said in previous episodes, my dad actually took us to the theater in 1975. Family of 5 children. We were all toddlers. Okay. And he took us to see the first Jaws movie.
Yeah, not a good idea.
Well, my dad.
Do you swim nowadays, Jude? Have you?
I could say 50% of the reason why I don't know how to swim. No, I don't. Is because of that freaking movie, man. But Joe AP has a synopsis for us.
Yeah, so Joe, this is part of another reason why I really wanted to do this movie, because you know Joe happened to tell me in private what he thought Jaws was about. So Joe, can you tell us what you think the original Jaws is about?
Okay, it's not a private. It is a conversation.
It was just a conversation.
We didn't have a pillow talk or anything.
Oh yes, no, it was.
have misunderstand that.
I wasn't thinking anything like that.
I wasn't either, Joe.
I just want to come clean.
Okay.
No, actually, no, we talked about it. Yes, but I thought Jaws was about a shark coming to a warm water, when to be impregnated or to have a baby. Maybe I misunderstood. Maybe I saw.
No, I don't think that's at all in the first movie. But
and then you got a big laugh at it. But maybe I realized it wasn't that. Maybe it was a revenge. They came back to kill someone. Maybe the first one. I don't know. I got all my Jaws mixed up, just like Indiana Jones. They all have different, yet the same activities. So to be honest with you, I think Jaws is they came back for revenge. How else? Why would they come into?
Well, so there is actually a Jaws movie called Jaws: The Revenge, which is part 4, which takes place in the Bahamas, and and the sharks are coming back for revenge. They're hunting down the family members from the first movie to eat them.
Yeah. But, we discussed a little bit. I'm sorry to cut you off, Scott. But Scott and I were discussing a little bit about Jaws before this episode, and that's the episode I was referencing. Actually, I forgot that franchise went up to 4.
Yeah, no, more than 4, right? And so the Jaws Revenge is the one with Michael Caine, and that takes place in the Bahamas.
Jaws, and Mario Van Peebles.
You're correct. He's playing a Bohemian with like dreads and all that, right?
With a really bad Jamaican accent.
Yep. Then Jaws 3D, which we're watching. Which, by the way, I'm going to keep referencing this as Jaws 3D because that's the way it came out in the theater. But I'm pretty sure they've retconned the name to just Jaws 3 now. They dropped the 3D part of it. I'm pretty sure. I'll have to look it up, but I think it is just Jaws 3 now, which is also a revenge story. So, Joe, you're kind of right about the revenge. Other than the first movie, the shark is just eating people. There's no revenge in the first movie. But the second it is.
Is there any plot to the first one?
The plot is there's this a white shark loose and right off of Martha's Vineyard, and it's just eating people. And basically. It's Memorial Day weekend, which is another reason why I wanted to start it because we just got off Memorial Day weekend. It's Memorial Day weekend. The mayor does not want to close the beach down. Some poor girl gets eaten at the beginning of the movie. They try to cover it up, saying she got hit by a propeller or it must have been a boat. There's something that got her, not a shark. And the new sheriff in town is really cautious and really thinks they should close the beaches. The mayor's like, no way, this is the busiest weekend and we're going to lose a lot of money. We're not closing the beaches. And then the shark keeps on eating people. And eventually they have to close the beaches and eventually they have to go hunt down and kill the shark.
So back then, any poor people could just go to Martha's Vineyard?
Well, I think you can now too. You just take a ferry over there.
That's a good point, man.
I think didn't our governor in Florida send a whole bunch of migrants to Martha's Vineyard last year?
Martha's Vineyard's an island?
Yeah.
So how did it get there? I mean, they already came by boat. Then they don't want to get on a boat again.
These are people that crossed the border in Mexico. You don't remember this?
Yes, I remember this.
This might go down as our first officially banned episode.
Yeah, Joe just got canceled already.
Speaking of Jaws.
Joe, you're right though. I believe 2, 3, and 4 are all about revenge. I think it's all about the shark coming back for revenge, like the children of the shark, like relatives of the shark. They're all getting some. So
somehow shark had this really innate memory.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. So much so that in part 4, it chases him to the Bahamas,
Yeah, that's the one I was referencing. I had asked Scott, is that the one where the mom got all of a sudden, for some reason, she became a telekinetic psychic that she could tell when the shark was coming after her?
Yeah, she knew the shark was coming for them. Yeah. Well, because in part 2 and 3, I think her kids get eaten. I want to say 1 dies in 2 and then none of them die in 2. 3, both of her sons get eaten, or maybe just 1. I don't know.
I'm curious if Jaws, dolphin has very good memory, or they tap into the brain cell, how many percent? This is kind of
keep going, Joe.
But does a shark have the same kind of
no? Okay. They're not nearly as smart.
I reference this from Lucy.
Dolphin is a mammal. A shark is a fish.
Are you saying we should get a dolphin for the podcast to ask
it could be
clue us in on the plot for this movie?